Hey everyone, I'm going to tell a couple different stories that will cover my inquiry of self. Let's start with 5th grade.
Hey Elaine, do you have everything packed for tomorrow?
I do.
It's getting late. You want to be ready for your first day in 5th grade. But is something wrong?
I don't want to go to school. I've heard terrible things about my teacher.
Well, you cannot believe everything you hear. You need to meet your teacher before making assumptions. Now hurry to bed.
Good night. I love you.
Good morning, class. I'm excited to be your new teacher. This grade level is not easy, and I expect the best from each of my students. I have a system in place that I think you will like. Because you are now the oldest students at this school, I think that you deserve to have a little more freedom.
5th grade turned out to not be too bad. As the year went on, I really enjoyed the extra freedom. I also was a student who was blessed to have a supportive family who helped me in school.
How are you liking school so far?
I can't believe I was scared at the beginning of the year. My teacher has this cool voucher system set up. If we are good all week, like bring our homework to class, then we get to pick out a voucher on Friday.
What type of vouchers have you gotten?
Well, this Friday I got a voucher to play computer games for 10 minutes after all my work was completed. I also got one that allowed me to draw on the board. My friend got one where she could sit on a special chair during independent reading time.
Wow, that is really cool. Well, I'm glad that you like your teacher. Get some sleep so you can be ready for school tomorrow.
I brought in my 5th grade teacher to discuss some of her practices in the classroom. Why did you have the voucher system in place?
I really wanted to motivate my students. I wanted them to be excited to come to school. Since they were the oldest at the school, giving them extra freedom and perks helped encourage them to give me their best.
I know that I really liked your idea of giving us vouchers. It felt like we, the students, had some control in the classroom. That could be hard to find in an elementary school. I think that when I become a teacher, if I have an older grade, I might use your idea. Thanks for coming in today. I enjoyed talking with you. Now, let's move on to when I was in 6th grade. Once again, I brought in my teacher to discuss her practices in more detail. Can you tell us a little bit about how you taught my class?
Yes, I can. I was never able to have children, and I think that helped me be the teacher that I was. I treated all of my students with respect, and I cared for every single one of them.
Did this have an effect on the students?
It sure did. My students came to me for things that pertain to my class, but they also came to me for help with situations that were not related to it.
Did students act up in your classroom because you were so caring? Also, do you think that students thought your class was easier than some of their other classes?
I cannot help but laugh. I think that my students actually treated me with more respect because of the respect I gave to them, so no, they rarely acted up in my classroom. I also doubt that my class was easier for the students than other classes. I expected great things from the students. I pushed them so that they could learn all that they were capable of learning. I did not make my class impossible, though. If my students put in the time and effort, they were very capable of passing my class.
I hope to take some of your practices into my classroom someday. I think that treating students with respect and giving them care helps a teacher meet some of their students' deficiency needs, which would help them want to learn. Also, as I mentioned before, I was blessed to have parents who encouraged me and helped me to succeed. Students who do not have that would have had that extra boost of confidence and encouragement while they were in your classroom. Thank you for coming in. I cannot believe that we have already discussed two important teachers that made huge impacts on my life as a future teacher. We only have a few more to go. The last two teachers we discussed showed me different techniques that could be useful in my classroom. However, there were some teachers in my past that left me with negative views on teaching and school.
That sums up our lesson for today. You can work on the homework until the end of the period. While you are working, I'm going to pass back your tests.
Thanks for eating lunch with me today.
Of course. What did you want to talk about?
I did terrible on that test. I studied so hard, and I even hired a tutor.
Wait, so did you tell the teacher that you hired a tutor?
Yes, I thought it would show her that I cared and was truly trying to pass.
Well, my brother hired a tutor in her class, and she was harder on him. She doesn't like it when she thinks her students are cheating. Plus, she only wants her students to do the problems the way she taught it. If you do it any other way, she'll count it wrong.
But I'm not cheating. I need the extra help because I don't understand.
Class, I recently discovered that a student in this class was getting help from a fellow teacher at the school. Because of this, I will not be giving out homework for a grade anymore. I know that most of you will not do the homework now, but it is supposed to be for your benefit.
What are we going to do? I need the grades from the homework.
I don't know. This really stresses me out. Who do you think did that? And why is getting help a bad thing? This class gave me a lot of stress. I did not enjoy going, and I was confused about why the class and I kept getting into trouble. I was never sure what mood the teacher would be in either. Some of the teaching methods I did not appreciate were when she punished the whole class for one student's actions. I also did not like when she started grading me harder because I had gotten a tutor. From her point of view, she might have been teaching harder because she wanted us to succeed in college or wherever life took us. I know that I did learn that doing homework is important whether or not we get a grade. Also, in college, if someone is caught trying to cheat or cheating, the consequences are much worse. Maybe she was trying to prepare us for that. While I had teachers that did not provide an encouraging atmosphere, I also had teachers that inspired me and influenced me to become a teacher. Welcoming to the show, my high school Spanish teacher. I wanted to ask you a few questions. First off, my class was very social. How did you deal with that? Well,
So what'd you do this weekend?
I went shopping. Did you go to the game?
Good afternoon, class. Today you will be working in groups to make a presentation about baseball players in Spain.
Hey, let's be partners.
Well, we could talk about how many home runs the player got, how he got scouted, and so on.
Yeah, good thinking. We need to use words that we know how to say in Spanish, though.
Putting the class into groups helped with the talking problem. Instead of talking about other things, the students began talking about the content. I just needed to switch how I was teaching so you all could learn.
That was really smart. I like how you reevaluated your teaching strategies instead of constantly reprimanding us. I also really liked how you would ask me if I was okay if I looked tired or upset.
I wanted my students to know that I cared about them. I also realized that if they were not feeling well or upset, then they would not be as willing to learn.
Sometimes I would come to your class after school and talk with you. These talks are part of the reason I wanted to become a teacher. You would ask me how I was doing in other classes and ask about my future and about different things I was doing to prepare for college.
Yes, as a teacher, I wanted to see my students succeed. I liked hearing about your future plans, and I wanted to encourage you to follow them.
Well, thank you for telling me about some of your teaching strategies. Last but not least, I'm going to bring in one of my college teachers.
Hey everyone, my name is Samantha Smith, but I would like for you to call me Sam. Welcome to English 101. Let's start by going around the room and quickly introducing ourselves.
I have to go first? Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. I am Jane. I'm majoring in forensics and I am a freshman.
I guess I'm next. My name is Elaine. I'm also a freshman. What am I leaving out? Oh yeah. I'm currently undecided.
Thank you for sharing. I hope that all of you will get to know each other and feel more comfortable speaking in this class. Now that you are in college, you are paying to take your classes. I want to teach you that you should feel comfortable participating and get everything out of all your classes, not just mine. So do not be scared to ask me questions or tell me if I'm going too fast or whatnot. Hi everyone, I'm Elaine's former college teacher.
Welcome to the show. Would you mind discussing the clip we just watched?
Of course, I allowed my students to call me by an informal name so that they felt more at ease. You see, a lot of my students were freshmen. College seemed new and scary to a lot of them. I wanted my class to feel inviting so that my students would be willing to discuss more and not be afraid.
I noticed that we looked sort of shy to introduce ourselves. Did that change as the semester went on?
Can we show the next clip and find out? Today we are going to discuss the reading assignment you had for homework. Would anyone like to share what they thought about it?
I got a lot from the reading. I thought that it could really help me with my paper. I like what was on the 3rd page.
Me too, but I did have some concerns about the last sentence.
I did think that last sentence needed a bit of touching up, but I still think I would use it.
Sam, how could it be changed to make it work?
It seemed like no time had passed before my students were comfortable to discuss classwork. I was just a facilitator and was there to answer questions and help move things along.
That was really cool. I think that it truly had to do with the class environment. Near the end of the semester, I started trying to figure out what I wanted to major in.
Yes, I remember. You talked to me about minoring in English. You still did not know what you wanted to major in, though. I will get you more information about minoring in English.
What exactly can I do with a minor in English?
There are all sorts of things. There are many teaching positions that are available for it. I am thrilled that you are interested. After reading your papers, I can really see you doing something with an English minor.
Sam was the first person to introduce me to the idea of teaching. The next semester, I ended up taking English 102 with her. By that time, I had chosen a major.
Yes, you chose elementary education.
Thanks to you, I started thinking about becoming a teacher. I think that this is really the right path for me.
I completely agree. If you're ever really inspired by something we read in this class and want to teach about it, let me know. I would be happy to let you do it.
My college English teacher really encouraged me. By offering to let me teach something, she showed me that she had faith in me also. That really meant a lot to me. Overall, I have had good and bad teachers. Now that I have had some different education classes, I am able to look at my experiences through a different lens. The teachers that affected me positively showed me wonderful techniques that I would love to bring into my classroom someday. The voucher system was a great way to motivate and excite students. I could create vouchers based on my students' cultures and experiences. Ethnographic Eyes discussed that teachers need to find out what children get excited about outside of the classroom, and I could bring those things in through the vouchers. My high school teacher taught me to be a little more understanding. Punishment can end up making students resent school. Instead, I might want to reevaluate how I am teaching. By doing this, I might learn that I can change how I am teaching so that it benefits not just me, but the students as well. If this does not work, I would rather talk to the individual students instead of getting mad at the whole class. Finally, something that I did not discuss that I would like to implement in my classroom is culturally responsive teaching. In order to do this, I would need to study other cultures and really have a good idea of some of their traditions and values. Then, I could use what I know to provide cultural learning experiences for my students.